Hi everybody, happy Monday. I hope you've had a fantastic weekend. Welcome to another episode of Kokoist Monday Masters. So if you tuned in last week, you probably saw that we had some very exciting new releases. We had the Yume Magnet series, the Jelly Top, and the Fixie Gel out in 20 gram. So I am here today to focus in on the Yume Magnet series. Now, this series is absolutely beautiful. It's this kind of like nude jelly base with these unicorny, shifty, translucent shimmers running through it. But there's a little bit of a learning curve compared to the other magnetic gels, so I want to make sure that these tips and tricks that were communicated to me are also communicated to you. Let's get started. So the word Yume means dream in Japanese. These are very, very dreamy. It's almost like in direct lighting, they have the most beautiful unicorny shift, and then if the light goes away, it's like, was that a dream? Was it even there? In low lighting, because these particles are very light reactive and quite translucent, it really just looks like a subtle nude nail with maybe a little bit of a sheen. And then when light directly hits them, sunlight, office lighting, whatever kind of lighting you want to hit them with, or it will naturally hit them, they get this amazing unicorn sheeny, shiny glow. So for that reason, because these particles are very light reactive and quite translucent, it is helpful to work directly under a light. I really like my IKEA tertial lamps. This is what I use for lighting for all of my manicures. When I turn it on, you will see that it is quite bright. So I will hold this lamp right above the hand when I'm activating these magnetic gels, and it's going to help me really see where those particles are moving, and I'll be able to cure them right when I'm happy and I see the effect that I'm looking for. Another helpful tip that was shared with me that I will now share with you is that it is really, really helpful to use a barrel style magnet. So this is the barrel magnet that I have. She's quite large. You don't need one this big, but I just so happened to buy one that was pretty big. I thought it was half the size, but that's okay. This is much, much more effective than any other style of magnet to manipulate these Yume magnet gels in particular. This particular formulation as well, these particles tend to move a little bit slower. So I will tell you that it pays to be a little more patient when you are activating these gels. Just holding your magnet steady and moving it a little bit more slowly, giving it some time, is going to make a huge difference with the way that these magnetic particles activate. So I'm going to do some video demonstrations showing you how I activate these magnetic gels and then show you what it looks like in different kinds of lighting as well. All right, so here's my tip, and we're going to be using number 44, which is this pink shift, and painting just a really thin coat. The goal with the Yume magnet series is really to only do one thin coat. Two coats is not going to do you any favors. You're not going to see the effect of the shimmer as much. You're just going to see more of that kind of nude jelly undertone to the base color. One nice thin coat is going to be plenty. And you can see by how much my fan is brushing out, how much pressure I'm applying. I want this to be nice and thin. And then I'm going to finish in some light strokes just to make sure that the color isn't streaky, because that streakiness will always show through when we're working with magnetic gels. So this is how we look before we've activated anything with any type of magnet. Just looks like a really pretty nudie pinky shimmer. I'm going to be using this bar magnet. She's pretty powerful. And I'm going to start just on the one side, holding it very close, not too close, and just moving slowly up and down the one side. And it's going to start to pull the glitter over to the left here. You can see it start to kind of take effect. Now I'm going to come to the other side. Patience is key with these ones. Using this powerful magnet and just letting the product do the work for you makes a big difference. And you can see it really start to shift there. My favorite with this is to hit all sides. So I'm going to come to the bottom here and just kind of tap the tip with my magnet. Not literally tap, but just kind of get there. And you'll see it start to kind of create this light chaser effect. And then I'm going to come up on the top as well. Just a little bit of love up here until you start to have this beautiful finish. Now this is directly underneath my IKEA tertial lamp. And that's what it looks like under that direct lighting. So watch this. I turn my light off, and in low light, if I adjust my brightness here, it really does just look like a nude color. right? In the reflection, you can see a little bit of that pink shift, even when I like pointed at the light coming from the other room. But then when you turn the light back on, that sheen comes back and that light chaser effect returns. It really looks super striking in person. Now this is how we look in a low lit room with flash lighting directly on the nail. You can see when I point it away from the flash, you don't see the glitter. And then when it gets that direction from the flash, it really pops. Looks really cool. Very, very sparkly in person too. So now this is indirect natural lighting. You can see it looks quite nude, pretty nondescript. But then when we kind of point it away to show it some of that natural light, it's a cloudy day outside, but you can see that shift running through it. And now this is macro, and we've got the flash right on the nail with more lighting on top of it because I really wanted to show how sparkly it really gets when you have a lot of light hitting the nail. And the last thing to note here, because I think we all know at this point that photographing magnetic gels is really, really tricky. You usually end up having to do a video just to really capture that shifty essence and vibe of the magnetic gels. These ones in particular, you want to make sure you're using very bright lighting right on them so that you will actually see that effect. You can use the flash on your camera if that makes your life a little easier, or if you have access to a window with natural lighting, that's perfect. So there you go, a little bit more information on the new Yume magnet series. I hope you guys love them as much as I do. They are so shifty and dreamy and pretty, and they're just perfect for that client that wants that like no makeup look. They're like they want a nude nail, but they want something a little extra to it, but they don't want it to be too much. These are so perfect for that client. As always, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, we have our cute little comment section right down below. You can drop your questions in there. We'll do our very best to get back to you by the end of the day. I hope you have a super excellent work week. Stay busy, stay inspired, and we will see you right back here in 7 days for another episode of Monday Masters. Take care.